Hi, hello, namaste. Welcome to my channel Chemistry Wala Alam. Please do subscribe to my channel for getting more and more videos. Right? Right. Okay, coming to the topic. So, we need energy for doing anything, to do works or to do exercises, to say something, to do something. We need the energy. So, we are getting the energy through the diet. Okay, so the food we are eating, that means you can take that food, that means glucose C6H12O6. Okay, and drinking water. Okay, and taking the oxygen and releasing the carbon dioxide. Right, and here we are using the some chemicals to enhance the taste of the food, that is called sodium chloride, that is the NaCl. So here you can be observed different kinds of the compounds are there, different types of the compounds: food, carbohydrates, water, H2O, oxygen, okay, whatever we are inhaling, right, and releasing the carbon dioxide by the respiration process. Oxygen can be converted into carbon dioxide, and the to enhance the taste of the food, sodium chloride. Right, so these all the compounds are having the different number of the atoms. So all we can say that compounds, then these compounds except oxygen, so that means these are all are having the different number of atoms, and these all our atoms are acting as a single entity or single unit. See here, 6 plus 12 plus 6, total 24 atoms are acting as a one unit. Here 3 atoms are acting as one unit, here 2 atoms, here 3 atoms, here 2 atoms. So how these atoms are holding, okay, that can be explained by the chapter chemical bonding. Chemical bonding. Okay, by seeing the definition, the force of attraction, okay na, so these all atoms are having the different number of atoms, and these different number of atoms are having holding by the some force of attraction. So the definition you can see, so the definition is the forces of attractions, the forces of attractions between two or more atoms, together in a molecule or ion. The force of attraction between the two atoms or two or more atoms, so those atoms are in a molecule or ion, that is called chemical bond, and the process of formation of the bond is called chemical bonding. Okay na, right. So here different atoms are acting as a one single entity or single unit, so due to the forces of attractions. And here depending on the compounds, here different forces of attractions, different types of the bonds we can be discussed. For example, in NaCl one kind of the bond, in H2O one kind of the bond, in O2 another kind of the bond. So in this, so different kinds of the bonds are existing in the different compounds. So the different types of the bonds, how they are forming, we can be discussed in this class. So first one is, what is the need of combining these atoms? What is the need of combining these atoms? Why the atoms independently cannot be exist all? Okay na? If we can be observed in the periodic table, only few elements, those are 80 group elements: helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon, and newly came the element this oganesson. Oganesson. So these elements are highly stable. Highly stable. Highly stable. Here stability and energy. So here energy is inversely proportional to stability. Energy is inversely proportional to stability. It means energy is more, stability is less. Energy is less, stability will be more. Okay. So in the periodic table, these elements only stable because those are having the here electronic configurations that was given by Lewis. So he has given the octet electronic configuration. Octet electronic configuration. Third can be defined as, so which atom is having that 8 valency electrons? 8 valency electrons. Those are highly stable. Those are highly stable. So here assumption of the G.N. Lewis, he is an American scientist. Assumption according to Lewis, so atom is, it is considered as like a cube. Okay, here a cube is containing the 8 corners. Cube is containing the 8 corners. According, this is assumption. So Lewis assumed that 8 corners of a cube containing the 8 corners. So if 8 electrons are there, those can be occupy the 8 corners. If 8 electrons are there, 8 they can be occupy the 8 corners. So which are, so occupies the 8 corners, so that is the more stable. He assumed that. Okay, so that's why he has given the octet electronic configuration. That means the tendency of an atom to acquire 8 electrons in their last cell is called octet electronic configuration. So according to Lewis, which are having the 8 valence electrons in their outermost cell, those are the highly stable. And however here helium can be shows that duplet electronic configuration. Helium can shows that duplet electronic configuration. Duplet is nothing but 2 valence electrons. Okay, of course helium is having only 2, but due to its inertness, more stability, helium is under the 8th group elements. In the periodic classification we have discussed that which can be shows that similar properties, those all are under the one group or family. So due to the more inertness, helium is under the 8th group elements. And however here pseudo electronic configuration also, pseudo inert gas electronic configuration, pseudo inert gas electronic configuration, nothing but which are having the 18 valency electrons, which are having the 18 valency electrons, means 18 electrons in the last cell, those are also stable. But among these all we can be prefer that octet electronic configuration can be represented by maximum of the elements, so that's what we can be considered that octet electronic configuration. Okay, now however duplet, octet, these all are stable electronic configuration. Okay, right. So according to Lewis, which are having the 8 valence electrons, so those are more stable. But here some of the elements are having the 1, 2, 3 or 7. Okay, so here those elements, so whatever the 1A group element, 2A group elements which are containing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 valence electrons, so those are trying to get the 8 electrons, 8 valence electrons. Okay, in order to get the nearest nucleus electronic configuration, some elements can be loses the electrons, some can be gains the electron, which are 1A group elements, 2A group elements, 3A group elements can be loses one electron. Next one 4A, 5A, 6A, 7A group elements. So here valence electrons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 respectively. Here to get the 8 electrons in their last cell, here first group element, that means 1A group elements has that means possibility 2 ways, gaining of 7 electron or losing of 1 electron. So here losing of 1 electron is the easy process, that's why here first group elements will be loses one electron. At the same time, secondary group elements also loses the 2 electrons. Third group elements can be loses the 3 electrons. That's what it's valency. Valency is 1, 2, 3. Here losing of electrons, but in the case of 7 group elements need only 1 electron. So instead of losing, it can be gains 1 electron, because losing of 7 electron is difficult. That's why here the 7A group elements will be gains 1 electron, so it can get the stability. 6A group elements having the valence electron 6, so that's why it can be gains the 2 electron. 5A group elements can be having the 5 valence electrons, so by gaining the 3 it can get the stability. Then here gaining of electrons. Then what about here 4th group elements? It cannot loses the 4 electrons, cannot gains the 4 electrons. That's what here sharing of electrons with other atoms, whatever the available to it, sharing of electrons will be possible. So here the bond is forming due to losing or gaining or sharing of electrons. Simply you can say that the bond can be formed by the 2 ways. Which one? Transfer of the electron. Bond can be formed by 2 ways. Which one? One is transfer of electrons, second one is the sharing. Okay, transfer of electrons or sharing of the electrons. So mainly transfer of the electron, we can see that ionic bond. Sharing of electrons, covalent and coordinate covalent. Covalent and coordinate covalent bond. Okay, here what is the reason for forming or combining the atoms? Okay, we can say that before going to this discuss what is the reason for combining these atoms, right? Just now we have discussed that except 8 group elements, remaining all elements are unstable due to their incompletely filled 8 octet electronic configuration. In order to get the stability, it will be losing, gaining or sharing of electrons will be takes place. Then what is the need for forming the which one bond? So here 2 reasons we can be say. So first reason is to get the stability. Stability how it can be get? But to get by gaining the octet electronic configuration. So to get octet, or you can say that stable electronic configuration. Stable electronic configuration. And second one is to lower the energy. To lower the energy. So whenever 2 atoms are combining, giving the molecule, some amount of energy can be released. So by that the system gets stabilized. So here to lower the energy, suppose it can be take that 2 atoms are very close. Atoms are very close to each other. So what happened here, by considering an atom, so here repulsion forces are high. Repulsive forces are high. Next, if those 2 atoms are far away from each other, A molecule, A atom, B atom, far away, here attraction forces are less. Attraction forces are less. If the 2 atoms are somewhat closer, 2 atoms are somewhat closer, by that what happened here? So we can draw. If 2 atoms are at a certain distance, 2 atoms are at a certain distance, by this what happens? So see here we can be take that energy, and here we can be consider that bond length or bond distance. Bond length or bond distance or internuclear distances you can be considered. So when 2 atoms are very close, here each one A molecule, here also A molecule can be considered, here also A molecule atoms. So here when the 2 atoms are very close, so here atom is containing the nucleus and then electrons, nucleus, electrons. So here repulsive forces will be very high. Repulsive forces will be very high because same poles can be repulsed. Then if the atoms are at some more distance, when atoms are some more distance, attraction forces are less. Okay, when the two atoms are at equilibrium distance or at a certain distance, here attractive forces and repulsive forces will be present. Attractive forces and repulsive forces, attractive forces and repulsive forces will be present. So here how the attractive forces, so here electrons of the first atom and nucleus of the first atom, so here attraction forces, here also attraction forces, and then nucleus of the first atom, electrons of the second atom, attractive forces, and then nucleus of the second atom, electrons of the first atom, so attractive forces will be present. And of course same repulsive forces also present between the electrons, nucleus. Okay now, but however here attractive forces can be balanced as the repulsive forces, then the covalent bond can be exist. So graphically can be referenced, when the two atoms are very close to each other, the repulsive forces will be present. Okay, when the atoms are far away, attractive forces are less, but here when the atoms are at a certain distance, attractive forces can be balanced as the repulsive forces. Attractive forces can be balanced as the repulsive forces, then we can say that the covalent bond can be exist. Not a covalent, but the chemical bond can be exist. Okay, the chemical bond can be exist. So it will not very close, not far away from each other. They should be maintained at a minimum distance. Okay na, where the attractive forces are balancing the repulsive forces. Forgetting, so lower energy indicating that highly stable. The molecule formed is highly stable. So for this reason two atoms are coming close to each other and forming the chemical bond. Okay, so here the bonds again different types. Okay na, the formed covalent bond, okay na, mainly within the molecule or between the atoms, between the atoms in a molecule, in the same molecule, between the atoms in the same molecule, and here the bond between the atoms of different molecule, same molecules. So within the molecule or between the atoms of the same molecule, the bonds again different types. One is ionic bond, second one is the covalent bond, third one is the coordinate covalent bond, next one is metallic bond. Okay, these are the bonds in between the atoms in the same molecule, So first one is, so which one? Ionic bond, covalent bond, coordinate covalent bond, metallic bond. Coordinate covalent bond is also called as dative bond, donor acceptor bond. Here ionic bond is also called as electrovalent bond. And second one is the bond formed between the molecules, between the atoms of the different molecules. For example, these are two types. One is the hydrogen bond. Okay, now second one is the van der Waals forces. Again, the van der Waals forces, different types, we can be see that. So these are the mainly the types of the bonds in a molecule. So between the atoms of the same molecule, means within the molecule the bond can be exist. Here which one? atoms of the different molecules, between the atoms of the different molecules. So one by one we can be discussed. So first one is ionic bond. So about this, before going to the explanation about the types of the bonds, so to explain the formation or nature of the bonds, different theories were proposed. Those different theories are mainly, first one is electronic theory of the valence. First theory, electronic theory of valence. This is also called as modern theory of the valence or chemical bond theory. And second one is the valency bond theory. Valency bond theory. Third one is VSEPR theory. VSEPR theory. And fourth one is molecular orbital theory. Molecular orbital theory. Four types of the theories. Four theories are explaining the formation of the chemical bond. First one is electronic theory of the valence or modern theory of the valence or chemical bond theory. Okay na? And this was given by two members, Queisel and Lewis. Queisel and Lewis in the year of 1916. In the year of 1916. Next, valency bond theory. This was given by four members, Hitler and London proposed, and it was developed by Pauling and Slater. Pauling and Slater in the year of 1927. In the year of 1927. So next one here, VSEPR theory. This was also given by Sidgwick and Powell. Sidgwick and Powell in the year of 1940 introduced, and this was developed by Gillespie and Niholm. Gillespie and Niholm. Okay na, in the year of 1957. And in between these two theories, in the year of 1932, molecular orbital theory was given by two members, Hund and Mulliken. So here different theories, so explaining the formation of the covalent bond. Among the first theory is the electronic theory of the valence, given by Queisel and Lewis in the year of 1916, and the next theory is valency bond theory, was given by Hitler and London in the year of 1927, and extended by Pauling and Slater. Next one is VSEPR theory, means valence shell electron pair repulsion theory. It was introduced by Sidgwick and Powell and furtherly developed by Gillespie and Niholm. Again in the year of 1940 introduced, 1957 has developed. And next molecular orbital theory was given by Hund and Mulliken in the year of 1932. Okay, now one by one we can be discussed. Electronic theory of the valence. So it is at the time of the Niels Bohr. Niels Bohr has given the Bohr's theory in the year of 1913. Okay na. So next valence bond theory is depending on the quantum mechanical model. Okay na, that means about the structure of the atom, quantum mechanical model has given. So that's what here orbital concept will be used. Overlapping of the atomic orbitals will be say that. Here only electrons will be say that. Okay, right. So here each theory is giving the some valuable data and also having the some drawbacks. So that's what we will be have to study all the theories. First theory is electronic theory of the valence. This theory is depending on following the points. First point is which one? It is depending on the valency electrons. Valency electrons of an atom. So if you take an atom, it containing the number of shells, in the number of shells number of electrons, and number of electrons will be present, that is depending on the atomic number. So here suppose 2 or 3 electrons are present, or 4 electrons are present. So it is according to electronic theory of the valence. So it is considering only valency electrons. Okay, so according to this theory, only valency electrons are deciding the chemical reactivity. Valency electrons are deciding the chemical reactivity of the atom. Chemical reactivity based on the number of valence electrons, chemical reactivity. Suppose 8 valence electrons are, that is highly stable. It need not to combine with any other atoms. If less than 8 electrons, so it tend to attain the 8 electronic in their valence shell, means to get the octet electronic configuration, it can be transferred to the electron, or sharing the electron will be participated. Only valence electrons, but not the core electrons. Okay, next one is except 8th group elements. That means here 88 group elements are which one? Helium, neon, argon, krypton. So those are called noble gases. These noble gases are highly stable due to octet electronic configuration. Octet is nothing but 8 valency electrons. Okay, right. Here helium is only 2 electrons, 2 valence electrons, duplet electronic configuration. Helium only duplet electronic configuration, remaining will be shows that octet electronic configuration. So next one is here, to attain the octet electronic configuration, so this can be either transfer of electrons or sharing of electrons will be takes place. Transfer of electrons or sharing of electrons will be takes place. So this transfer of electrons result in the formation of the ionic bond. That ionic bond was explained by Cossel. And sharing of electrons, the result in the formation of covalent bond. This covalent bond formation and properties was explained by Lewis. Okay, now 2 members are based on the electron concept. That's why it is called electronic theory of the valence. Valency electrons only involving in the chemical bond formation. That's what this theory is called, electronic theory of the valence. Now we can be move to discuss about the one more point. So that is the Lewis symbols. After that we can move to explain that bonds. Lewis symbols or Lewis dot structure. Lewis symbols are Lewis dot structure. Lewis symbols are Lewis dot structure. So here according to G.N. Lewis, here atom containing the 2 types of the electrons, valency electrons, and other than the valency electrons remaining are called core electrons. Suppose an atom is having the 7 valence electrons. 7 valence electrons are distributed as 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. So first 2 electrons are in the K shell, next 5 electrons are in the L shell. So K shell 2 and L shell containing the 5 electrons. So here according to G.N. Lewis, nucleus and core electrons, nucleus plus core electrons are considered as kernel. Nucleus and valence core electrons are considered as a kernel. That kernel can be represented with a symbol of the elements. Next, valency electrons only can be represented as either dot form, either in the cross mark, because for our convenience, suppose 2 hydrogen atoms are involving. So the electron of the electron belongs to which hydrogen? This is also electron, this is also electron. So this is indicating the cross mark indicating that electron of the first atom, dot indicating the cross mark indicating the electron of the second atom. So for our convenience, so that can be represented as dots and cross mark. or cross marks. That's what here you can take that atomic number 7 is nitrogen, no? So nitrogen is having the 5 valence electrons. So these 5 valence electrons are, we can be write like this. Okay now. Hydrogen is only 1 valence electron. Helium is 2 valence electrons. Lithium 1 valence electron. Beryllium 2 valence electrons. Boron 3 valence electrons. Carbon 4 valence electrons. Nitrogen 5. Oxygen 6 valence electrons. Fluorine 9 valence electrons. Neon 8 valence electrons. So here it is having the octet electronic configuration. Remaining are, and here helium also duplet electronic configuration, and remaining are the stability is not the they are not as stable because they are not got the stable electronic configuration. So here Lewis symbols or Lewis dots structure giving the information about, so which group it belongs. It can give the group number, okay na, and based on that we can find the valency, we can find the nature also. Mainly these two things we can find, the group number and valency, okay na. So by knowing these two we can be write the by using the crisscross method the compounds of the formulas of the compounds, so we can be right. So based on the valence electron, suppose nitrogen is having the 5 dots, that is indicating it belongs to 5a group. It belongs to 5a group. 5a group valency, 5a group generally non-metals nature, non-metal. In the case of non-metals, valency can be used 8 minus 5, that equals to valency 3. Suppose oxygen 6 valence electrons, that is indicating that 6a group are non-metals. Just a valency is 8 minus 6, that equals to 2 valency. Like this you can be find. So by knowing that number of valence electrons we can find the group number. By knowing the group number we can find the valency. Okay na, right. So these Lewis dot structure or symbol is very useful. Okay na, right. Now in the valency bond theory, first the concept can be, that is the ionic bond. What is the definition of the ionic bond, and what are the conditions, how it can be formed, then how can we know that the compounds containing the ionic bond. So first one you can take that NaCl, the chemical salt, chemical is a salt. So this salt is using to enhance the taste of the food. Suppose ఇంట్లో పేరెంట్స్ లేకుంటే ఇంటి వాళ్ళు హోటల్స్లో మనం వెళ్ళినప్పుడు టేస్ట్ లేదని చెప్తూ ఉంటాం. 2 reasons, ఉప్పు కారం, రైట్. ఉప్పు తక్కువైనా టేస్ట్ ఉండదు, ఎక్కువైనా టేస్ట్ ఉండదు. సో దట్స్ వాట్ యూఆర్ సేయింగ్, దట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ యూజింగ్ టు ఎన్హాన్స్ ద టేస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద ఫుడ్. సో కరెక్ట్ పడాలి, రైట్, ఓకేనా. అది మనకు తెలియదు, మీకు తెలియాలి, వంటలు చేసే వాళ్ళకు, కొంతమందికి, మీకంటే వంటలు చేసే వాళ్ళకు. Okay, so here which is using the enhancing the taste of the food, the which type of the bond is present, how can we know that? So first of all, ionic bond, what is the definition? So here definition can be said that the strong electrostatic forces of attractions, the strong electrostatic forces of attraction between, the strong electrostatic force of attraction between two oppositively charged ions. Oppositively charged ions, how this can be formed? Oppositively charged ions which are formed by transfer of electrons, which are formed by transfer of one or more electrons from one atom to one atom. The one atom mainly will be considered here metal, because that is metals are ready to donate the electrons. One atom to another atom. The another atom is here non-metal generally. Non-metal is called ionic bond or electrovalent bond. Ionic bond or electrovalent bond. So see the definition once again. The strong electrostatic forces of attraction. The strong electrostatic forces of attraction. So here forces of attraction different types: gravitational force, electrostatic force, okay na, Coulombic force. So different types of the force. Strong electrostatic force. Electrostatic force is nothing but the attraction between the two oppositively charged ions. Two oppositively charged ions, that is called electrostatic forces of attraction. The strong electrostatic force of attraction between the oppositively charged ions, which are, one is positive, second one is the negative. Oppositively charged ions, how these can be formed? Which are formed by transfer. Here nitrogen, sodium is need not to hold the electron, so that is ready to give the electron. That sodium can be loses, and chlorine required one electron for getting the stability. That's what here sodium loses, chlorine can be gains. By that here transfer of electrons, though it may be one or more. First group element loses one electron, second group element, 2A group elements loses the 2 electrons, 3A group elements will be loses the 3 electrons. At the same time 7A group elements can be gains that 1 electron, 6A group elements can be gains 2 electrons, 5A group elements can be gains the 3 electrons. Okay now, so here transfer of one or more electrons from one atom, that one atom is metal, because metals are ready to donate electrons. Okay, if it is donating, then only can say that that is a metal. And to another atom is, it should have capacity to gain the electron, to attract the electron, is called ionic bond or ionic bond or electrovalent bond. So the strong electrostatic force of attraction between the two oppositively charged ions, which are formed by transfer of one or more electrons from one atom to another atom, is called ionic bond or electrovalent bond. Okay na, right? We can see that the formation of the bond, ionic bond. So here mainly the formation of ionic bond involving in the 3 steps. Formation. So first one is formation of cation. For example, you can take the sodium atomic number 11. Atomic number of sodium is 11. So nearest noble gas electronic configuration is, nearest noble gas to the sodium is neon. Okay na, so neon electronic configuration, that means atomic number 10. So 11 electrons becomes the 10, then it will be get the more stable. That's what here electronic configuration, you can see electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1, 1 indicating K shell, 2 indicating L shell, 3 indicating M shell. So it is containing the 3 electrons. Okay na, so K shell, L shell, M shell. K shell is 2 electrons, L shell is 8 electrons, M shell is 1 electron. Okay, so here sodium 11 electrons, 11 protons. So nearest noble gas is which one? Neon. That's what here, to get the neon stability, it will be lose the 1 electron. So by losing 1 electron, 11 electrons will becomes 10 electrons. Then protons will be as usual. Okay na. So here to equalize this, here protons are more. How many? 1 proton is more. That 1 proton we can be represents upside. So that is called sodium cation. Okay, right here by losing the 1 electron, what happened here? The cell will be, third cell will be disappear by loss of 1 electron. So first cell is 2 electrons, second cell 8 electrons. According to Lewis, here 1, 2, 3, here containing the 2, 8, 1, but here 1, 2, here first cell containing 2 electrons, last cell containing the 8 electrons. Now it got the stability. Here sodium sodium cation. So size also decreases. Here 3 cells, here only 2 cells. One cell, the electron will be, it can be loses. So though it can be, the last cell can be disappear. That means if the electron is present in the cell, then we can be considered the cell. If electron is loses, we won't be considered the cell. So it containing the only 2 cells, K cell and L cell. So K cell is 2 electrons and L cell is having the 8 electrons. So according to Lewis, got the stability, which are having the 8 electrons in the last cell. That is the more stable. It got the stability. So to getting the stability, now sodium is loses 1 electron. Now sodium converted into sodium cation. Okay, so this is the first step, formation of the cation. Next one is formation of anion. Second step is formation of anion. So here take that chlorine, formation of in the NaCl you can see. One is sodium, second one is the chlorine. Chlorine atomic number is 17. Its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p5. So totally 10, 12, 17. So K cell, L cell, M cell. So here K cell containing the 2 electrons, L cell containing the 8 electrons. Next one, M cell containing the 7 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 2, 8, 7. So by gaining the 1 electron, it can be converted into which one? Stability. Stability will be more, because here by gaining the 1 electron, last shell becomes here 8 electrons. Okay, now here 2 electrons, here 8 electrons, here also becomes 8 electrons. So here chlorine is gaining the 1 electron, converting into Cl minus. The name is called chloride ion. Chloride. So for non-metals, IDE you can be add suffix can be add IDE, chloride. So here why it is represented with minus? Because chlorine atomic number 17, that is indicating that 17 electrons, 17 protons. Okay, now chlorine is 17 protons, 17 electrons. By gaining the 1 electron, what happens here? It containing that 18 electrons, 17 protons. So one electron is more. That extra electron can be referenced on the atom. It becomes anion, which is carrying the negative charge. That is called anion, which is carrying the positive charge. That is called cation. So here for getting the stability, chlorine needs 1 electron, because it is a non-metal. It can be gaining the capacity. So that's why it can be gains 1 electron, which is lost by sodium. Here what happens? Sodium is transfer 1 electron to chlorine. Now third step, combination of the cation and anion. First step is formation of the cation, second step is formation of anion. Now third step is combination. Combination of which one? Cation, which is formed in the first step, and anion, which is formed in the second step. Combination of cation and anion. This is the third step. So Na plus and Cl minus. By this what happen? NaCl will be formed, or simply you can be write NaCl, sodium chloride. So here it is the bond is strong electrostatic force of attraction. There is no particularly bond which we will not represent. This it is as we discussed in the definition, it is the strong electrostatic force of attraction. Okay, now so between the two oppositionally charged ions which are formed by transfer of 1 or more electrons from one atom to another atom. Okay, so here condition. So how can we identify the given bond is ionic? So mainly electronegativity difference. So can we see that electronegativity difference value greater than 1.7, then the bond is ionic. If less than 1.7, that is the covalent. If exactly 1.7, that is the 50% covalent, 50% ionic. If the electronegativity is greater than 1.7, that is the ionic bond. Less than 1.7, that is the covalent. Okay na, equal to 1.7, that is the 50% ionic. It is a 50% covalent. 50% ionic, 50% covalent. If the electronegativity difference is exactly 0, electronegativity difference is 0, that is the pure covalent. Pure covalent. Okay, right. Different depending on the electronegativity difference, we can be identify the type of the bond or nature of the bond. That means to be ionic, the value should be greater than 1.7. Now let us check the what is the electronegativity difference in the NaCl. Sodium electronegativity value, En value is 0.9, and chlorine is electronegativity value on Pauling scale 3.0. The difference is 3.0 minus 0.9, that is equals to 2.1. 2 point is greater than the 1.7, then the bond is in the NaCl is ionic bond. Okay na, electronegativity difference. Okay na. So here, what are the conditions for formation of the cation and anion? What are the suitable conditions? So for conditions for cation and anion, conditions for formation of the cation and anion. So here, cation and anion. So cation can be, if you consider that, one is atomic size should be more here. If the atomic size is more, it can be easily can loses the electron, cation can be formed. Here atomic size should be small. Okay now, next one is ionization energy. Ionization energy also should be low, but here ionization energy should be high. Next one, third one can be considered charge on ion. Charge on ion should be less, then it can be easily conforms, means losing of one electron is easy to form the cation. Here also charge should be less, then only the anion gaining of an electron is easy process than compared with the 2 gaining 3 electrons. That's what these are the main conditions. And finally you can see the structure of the NaCl. So NaCl is having the face centered cubic structure, and in this coordination number is 6. Coordination number is 6. You can see the structure. So one surface exactly in middle you can be draw. Okay, right. Next one is here. Right, in this half will be considered. Here also half, exactly half here. Here half, here also half, and you can be make it half. Okay, and here also this one is half. Consider it half. Here half, half. Here too half, here too half. Right, now this one is last. It is a crystal clear. Okay, right. Here, so here this is the sodium, chlorine, sodium, chlorine, sodium, chlorine, sodium, chlorine, sodium. Again here sodium, no, chlorine, sodium, chlorine, sodium, chlorine, sodium. Again here sodium, chlorine, sodium, chlorine. Here chlorine, chlorine, and then sodium, chlorine, sodium, chlorine, sodium, chlorine. So right, each Na plus ion is surrounded with 6 Cl minus ions. Each Cl minus ion is surrounded with 6 Na plus ions. That's what here coordination number is 6. Coordination number is 6. Right, this is regarding the ionic bond. Right, please do subscribe to my channel for getting the more videos. Thank you.